everybody, it's Paul Titterington, just coming back to you about the mortgage rates, but also I want to talk a little bit about foreclosures, especially back in the day when the market crashed. There were tons of foreclosures. In fact, there were 2.3 million foreclosures. Now we're down to about 357,000. Right now with the mortgage rates, what we're seeing is the mortgage rates are about 6.96. So it really hasn't changed. Once again, in December, it was 6.93. And even in November, it was up to 7.58. So that's pretty high. As far as the 15-year refinancing for 30-year fixed, it's about 7.15%. And then if you're to refinance a 15-year, it's about 6.44%. So, we're seeing activity. We're seeing excitement in the market, and we're seeing that there's trends that are happening. One of the problems that we're having right now is that the negativity of the media talking about the market, and they really have no clue. They can bring their experts in and whatnot, but they don't have any clue about the market. Many of these people aren't real estate agents. They're looking at the numbers. They're looking at, the trends. And what's happening is the reason why the media is saying that foreclosures are higher is because what they're doing is taking the most current recent numbers, and they're comparing it to those times and those years where foreclosures were low. That's not an accurate number. What they should be doing, and the way to do it, is you take the most current numbers in the market right now, and you focus on the housing trend. So you take those numbers, you pull out a time with the housing trends. So for example, in 2021 or 2020 and 2021, they had that moratorium and forbearance program, which meant that during those hard times, the seller had a reprieve on putting in, paying their mortgage. That is because there's such a difficult time back then. Now that that's over, they're able to pay their bills and pay the mortgage, make a mortgage payment, because they now have the ability, because the economy's getting much better. Inflation is coming down, believe it or not, but then they're able to take that money and pay. Right now, we're seeing about 60% of foreclosures, which is not a lot. If you compare the numbers, it's not a lot. So with the foreclosures, we're noticing that they're steadying off. They're nowhere near the 2008, 2009, because if you take that 2.3 million, and as time goes down, you get down to 357,000, and that's for the whole nation. So that's nothing. And even if people are at risk of going into foreclosure, there's other ways to get out of the foreclosure for them. They can put it on the market. They can also use their equity. And the market, there's just nothing out there. However, it's still positive for the buyers. You just got to know how to wheel a deal. So we're seeing that with the foreclosures. They have a way out in this market. So we're seeing less of them. So as we move forward, we should see lower foreclosures. We may see more, given the market, but it's such a seller's market, like I said. It's so hard to go into foreclosure. And I have friends that have went into foreclosure, but they paid out of it. They didn't go directly into foreclosure. I have one client right now that is at risk of foreclosure because she's having a difficult time. So she has a house in Arizona, but then her house here in Illinois just is sitting there. So she's working on putting on the market, and I'm going to help her out in doing that. But anyway, so to summarize, as far as the market, as far as foreclosures, as far as it's going to be a crash in the housing market, we're not seeing that. So don't be worried. We're not seeing lower prices on the houses as well. Remember, last year, 3.5% raise in the sales price, and now experts are saying 2.5%. As far as with growth in sales price. So I'm really grateful. If you want to hit me up on, please do, YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, whatever the other one is, LinkedIn, and others, please let me know. And that way I can assist with you. I'm meeting with clients and meeting with new potential sellers at their house to talk about the value, because they're concerned about their equity and the health of this market. So either way, let me know. Call me 630-363-0054 to talk more about the foreclosure market and what's happening. All right, thanks again.